Hey guys, welcome to Trinity's Training Page Question of the Day. Our question of the day comes from Kevin Shelton. Kevin is kind of new to the retriever community, and he's kind of getting caught up on our Trinity videos. And he heard me talk about casting drills and dogs running blinds and all that, and had some questions for me. Had several questions. But the main one was, can you explain to me what casting drills are? So, Kevin, right now we're working on Trinity on what we call three-handed casting. Dadgum, there's that ragged marker again. Let me see if I can find a better marker. The kids are just about run all the tips on these markers. Three-handed casting, can you see that right there, Brittany? Okay, that's yellow. I got to get some new markers here. These kiddos, they love to come down here and write on this whiteboard. I did too when I was a kid. Okay, first thing we start out with three-handed casting is we have a back pile, okay? And that's, we have 8 or 10 bumpers around here, and then we got our dog here, okay? We're going to teach Trinity today. Matter of fact, we started Trinity on our left-hand back, okay? I'm going to put the handler right down here, okay? The first thing we're doing is we're teaching a left hand back, okay? We're going to do a couple sessions of left hand back. Once we get that done, get this eraser so I don't get this stuff all over my fingers. Once we get the left hand back done, we'll teach the right hand back, okay? We'll spend a couple days on that right hand back. Alright, once we get both of those introduced, we'll do a left back and a right back session, or 2 or 3, however many we need to get it ironed out to where we can tweak, we can cast right, tweak, we can cast left, and we can get Trinity, going both directions. Once we get that down and she's going to that pile without any reservations on which side we're casting on, we're not having to move up or simplify, step to one side or the other. We're going to introduce our side piles over here, okay? Side piles. Now, that being said, let me tell you this. Once you introduce these side piles, you are also going to introduce a word called suction, okay? And this is something that you're going to have to deal with, alright? What I do when I introduce the side piles is I come in here and I remove my bumpers at the back pile, and I do both sides in the same session, okay? I put a few bumpers over here, a few bumpers over here, and then I'll throw a bumper over here, and then I'll cast. I don't use verbals for overs, okay? I'll only go silent. I'll step, and you'll see the dog go to the side pile. I'll do 2 to 3 here, and then I'll take and I'll do the same thing here. I'll throw a helper bumper over here, and then I'll cast silently to here 2 to 3 times, okay? I'll come back the next day, and without any helper bumpers, I'll already have my piles out here. I'll just have 2 to 3 bumpers here, okay? And I'll do a left cast and then a right cast, a left cast, then a right cast, left cast, then a right cast. And I'm going to call that dog that doesn't make any mistakes on that one. I cast left, I cast right, she does that. I'm going to say she knows where the side piles are, okay? Then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put me some more bumpers at this back pile. Alright, now that devil comes in there, suction, okay? Because I promise you, if you give a right back, you're probably going to get a right over. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to eliminate that by throwing a bumper. I should have drawn that on the left side, but you get the picture anyway. I'm going to throw a bumper to the right side of the dog to the back pile, and I'm going to cast back. I've got my 30-foot rope on here. We make a mistake, we're just going to tweak the whistle, give her a tug, and then tell her to sit. And then I'm going to step up, I'm going to move over, I'm going to simplify, And I'm gonna get her through this cast, okay? You're gonna see suction to this side pile. I like to have these piles probably 50 feet, maybe 50 foot to the side. All right, once I get this dog to where I can cast right back, left back in the presence of suction, giving over, you know, I like to give this over and then give this back, and then give this over and then give this back. When they get pretty good at that, I'll give this over and then this back, this over and this back, okay? Once they get good at that, I feel like they're competent enough to be called a three-handed casting dog, okay? Now what we do, our next, I'll just leave that up there so you can see that. Our next drill is called Mini T, okay? And we do it in the exact same place that we do our three-handed casting. Okay, we've already started introducing our dog to the sit whistle. I'm going to put this as our apex right here. Okay, now our dog is up here. Trinity's a left heeling dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her to this back pile a few times, and you may have to implement a little force here. I don't have any bumpers at the side piles yet, okay? I'm only at the back pile. I'll go a couple times to the back pile, and then I've got my 30-foot rope on her. I'm going to send her dead bird back, and when she gets to the end of that rope, I'm going to hold the rope, tweet, and she's going to turn and sit. I'm probably going to have to walk up a little bit and reassure her, sit, sit. Then I'm going to flip a bumper over here to this side pile, and I'm going to cast her this direction, okay? I'm going to get that bumper picked up, and we're going to go to the back pile a couple of times. We're going to go through the same thing. I'm going to throw her bumper over here, and I'm going to cast her over here, all right? That's our first session of that. And then the next session, we'll have a couple bumpers here and a couple here, and then we'll continue to do this to where she can be sent to here a couple times, stopped here and cast this direction, sent to here a few times, stopped here and cast this direction, okay? So she's getting stopping down, she's getting casting right and left down, and then I'm going to send her here a couple times, and then I'm going to stop her and I'm going to cast her to here. Then I'll send her here a couple times, I'll stop her and I'll cast her here. When she's proficient at that, we're done with the mini T, okay? And then we move to the single T, okay? And the single T is taught the same way. You got a back pile. I like to teach this side pile first, and I like to teach it from about, you know, kind of, if you were to draw a line here, this is where we would have done our original T drill, and it's 100 yards from here to here, and then this apex is at about 75 yards, okay? This marker's going south on me in a hurry. About 75 yards. So I started it about like, this will be our second apex. We run the double T here at Dixieland Retrievers. We don't just do the single T. But we run, so I like to start sending her from here, stop her, cast her, send her, stop her, cast her to the back pile a few times. You know, you want to keep the back pile, it's real important. You want to keep her driving back, but you also want her to be able to go over. Once I get these piles taught and I can back up to here, slowly back up and stop her and cast her, you know, because distance erodes control. The further you get away from her, the less likely she is to do what you want, okay? So when I can get running her from here and I can stop her en route and I can cast her onto the back pile or either one of these overs, then I teach the short apex, and it's about 25 yards. And I mean, generally you can teach this in one day, okay, and you can have them running that complete double T. Now I should say double T would be our next step, okay? Once we get them running that double T to where we can send them to this back pile, and they're coming back with the bumper, and I can stop them here and I can cast them, and they'll go over to this overpile. I can stop them, I can cast them right, and they'll run across there, go over this overpile. I can stop them, I can cast them back here, and I can bring them up. That's probably a little bit more than a lot of people do, but I feel like that once my dogs get off of this double T, if I can stop them with a bumper in their mouth en route, you know, if I can send them to this back pile, stop them right here, and throw a bumper to here, and tweak, 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 come in and pick the bumper up, tweak, back, cast, I can cast them anywhere on this tee, and they know what I'm talking about, then I feel like that dog has got a steering wheel, okay? We're not handling yet, but we got a steering wheel. We're beginning to handle. Our last yard drill is called swim by, okay? And this is our last handling drill. And we have a pond down there that's basically shaped just like this, and it's built especially for swim by. It's 90 feet from here to here, and from here to here it's 30 feet, okay? That's our swim by pond, 30 by 90. It was built especially for swim by. We use it for lots of other things, but and if you look at if you were to look at this swim by pond from being the surface, the way this pond is built is it's built like this, okay? I built it specifically like this for a reason. This is one end and that's the other, and I want the dog swimming right away. If you were to look at it from the ends, it looks like this, okay? It drops straight down on these sides and it slopes down on these sides, okay? But anyway, to teach us, we do, I should say, before we do swim by, we do water force. Water force, and again we have a back pile here. We teach the dog to go in the water to the back pile a few times, and then we put pressure from here to here on the dog, and once they reach the water, the pressure turns off, pick up the bumper and come back. And that'll be a drill I will show you. I'm not going to go into detail on it right now, but we do water force our dogs here. Water force teaches those dogs to seek water, that water is a good place to be. They are water dogs, so we do want them to like water, or to seek water. I want them looking like a torpedo when I get done with them. Alright, then we do our swim by. And on the swim by, we teach, we do our water tee first. We teach the back pile, then we teach the over piles, and I like to get them out here away from the water. I don't want them right at the water's edge. Teach that dog to go to the back pile, sit on a whistle in the water and cast. Go to the back pile, sit on a whistle in the water and cast. Now that's water tee. That's a portion of swim by. Okay, once we get that water tee taught, let me redraw this right quick. Once we get the water tee taught, well, I am running out of marker. I'll have to get Stephanie to get me some more. Swim by pond, dog, back pile, side pile, side pile. We want to send that dog, we want to stop them and cast them left and let them pick up a bumper. Tell them no, no here, or no, no, and cast them back this direction. We want them to swim by us and just keep going until we say okay. And once we give them okay, we want them to come back. We want to get them out far enough past the end of this pond that they're not actually cheating the water coming back. But that's a swim by. We'll do that both directions, left and right. I know this was a real quick explanation, but of handling drills, and as the Trinity series continues on, you will see all these drills put into effect, just like you've seen obedience, collar conditioning, force fetch, marking. Now you're watching three-handed casting. So Kevin, I hope this answers any questions that you have, and there's my good black marker in my pocket, by the way. But anyway, I thank you for your question. I hope this explains it better to you and everyone else what our version of handling drills are. There's a ton of other handling drills, but right now we're working on what we call basics in the yard with Trinity, and we're 2.5 months or so away from having her completed on the swim by pond. So you guys stay tuned with us, and we're going to go get Trinity and get going.